My name is Sublab and today we're going to have a look at my track Polarity Waves, which I made in 2017. I selected this track for this little breakdown because I think it represents my style quite nicely and I really like the track. So let's dive right into it. I'll play a little of the song.
You know it's frightening. Is that I actually like the sound of it.
So that's the track. Here's another little piano part coming later. So that's basically the main theme of the track. As you can see, the arrangement is pretty basic. We have this drum intro here, then this breakdown section, which introduces the melody and with this piano sound here. Then there's vocals coming in, and then we have the first drop, which is like the chorus. Then a breakdown here in the middle, just really toning down the song.
And maybe you're not like.
And then building up again to the second drop. So very classic arrangement. This is the outro. Those are the drums here in blue. I always organize this in colors, so I immediately see where's what and can work really fast. Start with the first track, which is a kick drum, consisting of a high part and a low part. To give it an interesting sound, this one is with an added transient, and this one too, so it punches through pretty nicely. And I think it's from a hip-hop sample pack or trap sample pack. They always have nice punchy kicks. Next is the rim shot, which consists of those 4 layers here, adding a bit of low end and reverb, and again the transient and tonal percussion and this high thing. And here is just reverb on it, and it's delayed so that it makes an own rhythm. Then we have the heads, which start a little later in the track. But first, in the first section of the drop, there's just this vinyl shaker thing and some quite Foley sounds, and this is a lighter sound. Back here we have more stuff going on. Classic white noise heads and some shakers. In the second drop we have a new hi-hat, which is very housey. It's this one here, which gives it a lot of drive, I think. So it's basically the layers of the hi-hats build up and build up and build up, and in the second drop they tone down again, so it's like this mountain curve. So let's see what the instruments are doing. Very interesting in this project, I think. Contact instruments. I really love the sound of this one. It's like a bell. Another layer, which is also really interesting, I think. It's this contact library called Kinetic Metal. Little reverb on them, little compression here on this one. And this is a plugin I really like to use. It's a tape emulator. You can add this flutter effect, which makes it sound very nostalgic, I think. Here's a sine lead, just to give it a little more clarity. Some chords here in the breakdown. Just a serum patch. And here's the piano, which is a very characteristic instrument in this track. As you can see, I delayed some of the notes, pretty much all of them, so it sounds more natural and like played by a real piano player, and also the velocity is varying a lot. I didn't do it randomly, but really to get the feel inside the piano. So some parts are like really loud and some parts are like quiet, and building up to certain moments. For example, it starts really quiet, and then this chord up there is really loud. I think it brings a lot of emotional energy into the track. Here is some basic reverse piano to introduce the piano. Some pads. Omnisphere. Really love Omnisphere for all the pad stuff. This is very cool, grainy sound. Okay, let's take a look at this atmosphere thing here. Chorus, phaser, some modulation, and the panning, LFO. Some strings, string transition, and another reverse for all instruments. Let's have a look at the basses. We have a bass in the intro section here, which is super simple, just 2 saw waves, a little detune. Then we go into the drop. Here are 2 layers, 1 high layer. I usually do this, I make 2 layers, 1 stereo layer and 1 sub layer. This one is massive with a little distortion on it. And this is the sub, which is a sine and probably also another layer with stereo. It's actually splitting this Reese into a mono part and a stereo part. And we also have the sine wave sub. I really like to have sine wave sub above the saws, because the saws are really fluctuating in loudness and I need a really solid sub, so I pretty much always add a sine wave for the sub. So that's the bass. Little EQing, little limiter, and this is the sidechain here from the kick drum. Let's have a look at the vocals. Filtered. They are probably from some a cappella. Just cut up the cool parts. Little reverb on. I love this Arts acoustic reverb. Sounds super cool. Here are the movie samples.
You know it's frightening? You know it's frightening?
Pan to left and right. And it's phasing a little, that's on purpose. It's a little trick you can make. You can duplicate a vocal, for example, or something you would like to have a little phasing in, and detune one of the samples just a bit, and then it starts to phase.
Is that I actually like the sound of it.
And some reverse stuff again for the vocals. So let's have a look at the effects. Here's some ocean waves. Really nice sounding. Pretty quiet. Some vinyl. And there's this tonal noise here in the drop, which connects nicely to the other instruments. So let's see if we have anything on the groups here. For the chords, little reverb automation which goes up before the drop, EQ, Kramer tape, and sidechain again. What's on this track here? Cutting the low end, little parallel compression, again adding stereo width and a limiter and sidechain. So it's pretty simple, I think. I think that's very important when you produce to not put like loads of stuff everywhere and just to have it super complex. So that's pretty much it. I hope you've learned something or got inspired or picked something up you want to try out. If you have any questions about polarity waves, just drop a comment and I'll answer that. Thank you for watching.